Hello everyone, my name is Maggie and welcome to my channel. Today for you I'm doing an advice video because I get a lot of questions on my Instagram about all the things I talk about on Instagram, which is, you know, like general life stuff, dating, like body liberation stuff, tons of questions, and I thought I could answer them on there or I could make a video so everyone who follows me everywhere can watch this video and hear the advice questions, because so many of these questions are like universal and I think that you all will enjoy it. So before I start answering questions, remember to subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell so you always know when I make a new video. Right now I am in the push to get to 10K before the end of May, so if you can, please share my channel, share your favorite video of mine with your friends and family and circles, because I would love to reach this milestone by the end of the month. That would make me the happiest little person. So now that that's all done, let's get into answering questions. So this person asked about finding plus size pants. Shirts are easy and cheap and pants are hard and expensive. That's so true. Right now I'm on a journey, so stay tuned. As soon as I find the best plus size pants that fit my body, I will let you know. So far I know that Torrid has jeans and Old Navy has jeans, but I'm on the hunt for like some like tight-ish fitted work pants, so that will come. Hey everyone, this is Maggie from the editing chair. Just wanted to say that I did find the perfect pair of work pants, and they are Old Navy Pixie pants, the short length. So that is the answer to that question. I'm wearing them right now. Yay! This person asked how to be cute, powerful, and inspirational all at the same time, and the answer is easy. Just be me. This person asked how to respect yourself and love yourself. This is hard because I guess everyone respects themselves differently, but I think the best way to respect yourself and love yourself is to really think about it and make boundaries and adhere to those boundaries, and don't let anyone cross those boundaries, because that's essentially what respect is, right? It's saying what you will and won't accept, and when people don't accept that, you don't let them into your life. So I'm on like a boundary kick recently, yeah, so like boundaries I think is how you do that, and I think creating boundaries and adhering those boundaries and, you know, enforcing those boundaries is a way to love yourself also. So yes, boundaries. There was a graphic on Instagram that was like, boundaries let me love you while I love myself, and that's just like, I'm loving that quote at the moment. How do you get family/old friends to accept your new pronouns and identity? This is hard. So I haven't actually come out to my family yet about like that I use they them pronouns, or really that I'm non-binary. I just like haven't done it yet. It hasn't come up yet. I don't feel like doing it yet. We all are on our own journey, so whatever. But I don't know. I think it's like it just is like you have to obviously have that conversation with them and say like, I expect this from you from now on, and let them know that if they mess up, what they can do when they mess up, and just kind of, you know, give them guidelines. And then, you know, if they don't listen to those guidelines, you have to ask yourself, you know, am I keeping them in my life or am I not? And you might have to distance those relationships. But I think if these people genuinely care about you, they will try their very hardest to do this. And I've had some friends who have tried their very hardest to do this, and it means the world to me. And I hope that the people in your life will react in the same way, because you deserve that. I really struggle with body confidence and allowing people to touch my body. Any tips? Tips, I mean, I think it's like, it starts at home. Like, you have to work on this yourself, and working on that is unlearning a lot of fat phobia and following a bunch of people who are your size or larger and who post photos of themselves, and learning that that's a normal body type, that that's an attractive body type, that's a desirable body type. And that it is desired. These people have partners. These people have active sex lives. Like, your body is desirable, and you just kind of have to unlearn all of the stuff that we've been taught since we were very young. I mean, I think maybe having a partner who is also fat definitely helps, because then you'd be like, oh, I'm hella into them, so like they're obviously into me. But I would also just say, like, if you're with a partner who doesn't make you feel like the hottest shit they've ever seen, like, don't waste time on them. Because, like, if you're with someone who doesn't make you feel like the hottest shit in the room, you might not be with the right person. That's just my feeling. Now, you shouldn't have to be with someone to feel attractive. And that's something I struggle with, and that's, I think, the hardest thing, is to feel attractive and sexy and desirable when you aren't being desired by anyone at that moment. Still working on that one, but I think it's like, I don't know, there's so many ways to think of it. But, you know, we're all in these meat sacks, and they have so many variations. Someone will love your meat sack variations. I do get a ton of questions about dating with HS, which is the skin disorder that I have, hidradenitis suppurativa. How to date with HS is just have a conversation before you get naked and let them know what you're dealing with. That's pretty much it. They may bail, they may not. That's up to them. Hopefully they won't, though. I like a girl and I don't know if she's gay. You gotta ask. Ask her. I love this question because I've been there. I'm still there, let's be honest. How would you deal with not having any friends and moving to a new city? Hashtag social anxiety. Yeah, so I've dealt with that by like not leaving and hanging out with the friends I already have that are far away. But the way that I have found friends in my area since moving to a new city, like almost 3 years ago at this point, would be like being active on social media definitely helped me, and using area specific tags. I'm also a somewhat visible person, so like that has kind of helped me find people that are like-minded. But I also just found people who just found me on the internet and are not famous at all, or like not influencers at all, and just like were like, hey, I'm in the area, do you want to hang out? And I was like, hell yeah. Also like dating apps, I know that a lot of people use those to find friends, and I think that's a great way. I mean, it's like it's people are already on them even if they're looking for dating, and they're like, if they see someone, they're like, oh, they're so cool, and they're like, oh, they want to be just friends. Like, okay, I can be their friend. So that's another thing I see happening a lot. You know, there's all that stuff about like joining groups of like stuff that's like your hobbies, or like if you like going to church, join a church group, you know, whatever, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's a good way to find friends. But as a queer person, as a non-binary person, as a fat person, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to find friends if I stick to my circles and like my identities. But you know, you might have a different life than me. But yeah, those are some of my tips. Tips to introduce some soft butch vibes into currently very high boho femme life. I think it's just about combining your femme pieces with a couple mask pieces. So a couple mask pieces could be like a button-up shirt buttoned all the way up the top. It could be like some sort of like baseball hat. It could be kind of like more like street style sneakers. I think it's just about like buying a few pieces and then integrating into your wardrobe. And that's, I mean, that's what I do. I would say go to my Instagram. You're already on my Instagram, but like I feel like I do that well in my clothing. So yeah, just like buy a couple pieces that really speak to you and just start integrating them. I get asked this question quite a bit, or similar questions. What do you think is the #1 thing that helps you grow your brand, i.e. Instagram/YouTube? I think the things that have helped me are, one, that I have been doing this for a long time. So I have been on the internet for a long time. I have been wanting to be a creator for a long time, like since high school. I started doing a fashion Tumblr in 2010 or 11, and I don't update that anymore, but I was up until like 2 years ago. And so I did gain about like 13,000 followers on that, and then not all of them transferred over to Instagram, but some of them did. But I'll be honest, it has been mostly a lot of freaking privilege. Mostly privilege, and I hate to say that, because it means that there are other people out there who don't have my privilege that can't get to where I am as easily, and it makes me really mad. But I mean, that's why I try to support people who are more disadvantaged than I was. But honestly, like, I am financially stable. I've always been financially stable. I have a great support system. I've had money to buy equipment. I've had time to do everything, even though it takes a lot of time. I've had a lot of time. I'm just very privileged. So I've been doing it a long time. I have a ton of privilege. And I don't know. The internet has been really welcoming to me. I think it depends on the type of person you are, but I think that I have been really authentic, like pretty much from the beginning, and people recognize that in me. So it's been easier for me to connect with other bloggers who maybe are a little further on than me. But also just like being in a community makes it so much easier. Being a fat person, being a queer person, those communities are so strong. And having their support will really boost you up. So that has been a wonderful blessing. But also just like a lot of freaking hard work has gotten me to here. I've spent money, I've taken classes, I have worked my ass off. Like, I am constantly working. I'm constantly on my phone. I do a lot of stuff to make it happen. So all of those things. How can I help my fat girlfriend know she's beautiful and that being fat isn't at all shameful? I mean, obviously tell her that what I just said earlier, what I said it previously, which is make sure that she knows that she's the hottest shit in that room. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you are also fat, but like, introduce her to fat positivity, introduce her to body liberation, like suggest people to follow who talk about those things. Like, you can't force someone to like get on their journey any faster or make them go any faster, but I think if you tell her that she's the hottest thing you've ever seen, if you talk about other fat people in desirable ways, like, I think that those things will help. But like, honestly, it's not your job to do any of that. So if you don't want to take on that labor, that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to be with someone who's unhappy with themselves. And it's not necessarily your job to make them happy with themselves, but I think you could definitely nudge and put some positive influences her way. What is your favorite argument for convincing people that fat phobia is a real world problem? This is very hard because people will say to me a lot, like, you know, you can find an article to support anything. I think the biggest argument for fat phobia is rooted in the discrimination that fat people face in the medical field, and then also within like employment. So like, fat people don't get medical care and die because they're receiving inadequate medical care, and there are several examples of this happening in the news pretty recently, and it's so fucking sad and disheartening. But like, I think that's one of the reasons. And then job stuff, again, people just don't like to believe this, but it's true. Like, fat people make less and are gonna like less likely to be hired for higher up jobs. Like, it's just a thing. And these are two things that really affect us on a systemic level, and that make our lives worse just because we're fat. And these are bodies that we have little say in most of the time. This person asked, how do I stop second guessing myself with everything I try to do? One thing that I heard recently, I feel like maybe Megan Tonjes was posting about this, but it was like, or it was something where it was like, don't worry about every decision you make, because your path is headed somewhere and you're still gonna get to that point. So either decision you make, like, it's still gonna get there. And then that kind of helps me. Like, I don't know if I believe super in like fate and destiny stuff, but like, just the thought of like, because I'm very indecisive, whatever decision you make, you're still gonna get to point B. Like, don't worry about it. And then also just like I do, if it will matter in 5 years, don't spend 5 minutes worrying about it, and that has helped me a lot. How do you decide when to buy a more pricey clothing items versus holding out for sale or buying lower quality, cheaper item? I'm constantly struggling. That is a struggle, and I totally feel you. I just bought those overalls from ModCloth, and guess what? They're on sale for like $25, and I spent like $50 on them, so I'm so mad. I think it's just like comes down to, can you get it somewhere else? Is it really really like unique? Are you gonna be able to find it again? Those are kind of the thoughts that come to me when I splurge on something, or if it's something that fits you really well and you want to buy like 6 pairs, like, go for it. And I also like to think about price per wear. So if you get something and you wear it like a lot, then the price per wear goes down. But if you get something and you wear it like twice, then the price per wear is like half of whatever you paid for it. So yeah. And then also think about quality. So if you are going to buy something that you're probably only going to wear once or twice, or it's like a fat item, then like, yeah, not spending as much on it's probably good. But if you want a staple, like a trench coat or like a really solid pair of boots that will get you for like 5 winters, like, obviously I think I splurge much more on that. I'm trying to just buy more, like, and I just bought this at Old Navy, but it was like $2. I don't know. You kind of just have to make the decisions. And sometimes you're wrong, and with money stuff, it's so annoying when you're wrong, because you feel like, you're like, damn, like, the system got me. Capitalism. But just, like, go easy on yourself. It's gonna be okay. And, yeah, I don't know. That stuff is weird. Alright, that was super long, but I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave a comment below if you have any other advice questions, or if you have advice for any of the people that asked these questions on this video, because I am just one person with one lifetime, not even a lifetime, quarter of a lifetime of experiences, and I only know so much. So anything you want to say, leave in the comments below. Remember to follow me on my social media, which is on the screen now, somewhere, and in the description box below. Again, please subscribe if you haven't already, and share my channel, so we can get to 10K by the end of May. It rhymes, right? 10K by the end of June does not rhyme. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Your support means everything to me. Every comment, every like, every time you tag me on Instagram story of you watching me, it really does make my day. I was thinking about this earlier today, like, me 3-4 years ago, like, this is just always where I wanted to be. I've always wanted to be able to connect with people, to be able to let people know they're less alone, to let them know they're not weird. Like, y'all are just, we're all on this weird journey of life together, and I'm so happy to be open with myself and vulnerable, because I value vulnerability so much. So thank you so much for letting me do what I do and for supporting me in what I do. I cannot express it enough. So love you, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.